Welcome to our very first youth hustings. A really exciting time for us. We've never done this before. This is a youth hustings that Community Barnet decided to do earlier in the year because we're really impassioned about getting young people to be civically active, and we want them to take part in the democratic process. And we thought it was a really good opportunity to create an opportunity for young people to meet some of the candidates.
We're going to follow a BBC question time format. I will introduce the person who submitted the question, where they are from in Barnet, and then ask the question to you. Then each panel member has 90 seconds to answer their question. What are your plans to support young people to access affordable housing and get on the housing ladder in Barnet?
Barnet Labour will, first of all, going to build 800 new council homes. Obviously, a lot of that's going to involve replacing council stock that the Conservatives got rid of. There's going to be a lot of work, but all the plans are already there to go.
Locally, the council saw over 800 affordable homes built between 2013 and 2016. That was more than any surrounding council in North London. It was more than Enfield, Harrow and Camden, all Labour-run, put together.
We would want to really give teeth to Barnet Council to enforce those targets of 40% of housing developments being reserved for truly affordable housing. I think the other thing we would do is try and implement a surcharge on empty properties, which we reckon could generate about £3 million in income.
The Green Party is proposing that new properties that are developed, that at least 65% of them would be genuinely affordable, rather than just affordable.
What are you doing to ensure public facilities such as school-based sports facilities are kept open and accessible to local residents?
Obviously, we want to make sure that the public has access to leisure facilities and all sorts of things that they want to. That's why we're building the new Barnet Leisure Centre, investing a lot of money in that.
I think the Lib Dems are probably really front and centre in terms of focusing on education and young people's chances. We were behind the pupil premium a number of years ago. That's been slowly eaten away at, I notice.
What will you do to tackle the issue of air pollution and make air safer to breathe in Barnet?
The Tory administration on the council have approved the construction of the Cricklewood Super Aggregates Hub. Now that's going to result in noise pollution, transportation of various sort of pollutants and waste, industrial waste products, construction equipment, and materials. It's these sorts of things that they talk a good game. They'll sit on the panel, they'll hear what residents are saying, but when it comes to the votes, they go along with the policy that's going to damage our community.
There's some good things the council's done. I think they've tried to introduce this thing called the e-car club, but it doesn't really go far enough. We really need to start making big decisions, otherwise we're not going to sort the problem out.
Anyone who's ever been outside London, when you come back in, you can really feel the difference. So one thing we do is we introduce a Clean Air for Barnet pledge, which local businesses could sign up to, from everything, which will include everything from sort of their business practices being environmentally friendly to how they're going to encourage their workers to get to work and back in a sort of more environmentally friendly way.
We're really bad at looking at the edges of boroughs because it's like, oh, it's your borough's problem. Oh no, it's not, it's your borough's, right? So we need to be much more collaborative with other boroughs. And the other thing we can learn a lot from other boroughs is how we use like digital services like the websites.
Local politics is a lot less sexy than sort of national politics and some of the stuff that gets discussed in the news. A lot of what conversations I have, and I'm sure the other candidates here have with residents, are things about bins and potholes and that sort of thing, which are probably less exciting for young people, but absolutely making sure that social media gives the information that people need is key.
One of the things that happens in Barnet is that we've got a council that has no overall control, so it just feels a little bit chaotic, I think, if you're a young person. And what you see on the TV, what you read in local press, is very much quite a toxic environment. And I think once upon a time, many of our local councillors started off wanting to deliver public good.
We need to hold this council administration to account. Whether the next council is Labour or Conservative, we know that these things descend down to petty politics, point scoring, broken promises. You look at bin collections, on the one hand they're saying they want to protect it, on the other hand they're putting forward a budget that threatens to get rid of it. Where do you stand with both of the main parties, I would say?
I thought it was an excellent event. It was a good mix of questions from the audience and questions from the sort of social media, and I thought it was really great and refreshing to hear a totally different set of issues to what we hear on the doorstep when we're talking to these guys, parents and guardians. These things are really keeping us on our toes.
Great to hear the comments from social media and trying to spread the debate as far and wide as possible. And I can only hope that these kind of events can happen more and more and be spread throughout the borough and indeed throughout all of London, because we cannot get enough youth engagement in politics, and it's the top priority.
I think we need to do a lot more as local politicians to reach out to particularly young people. I also really like that the event was live streamed, making it really accessible for people who don't go to Woodhouse College, people who, for whatever reason, couldn't make it today. And the fact that it's there on the internet and people could interact that way is really good. And we need to do this more with politics moving forward.
I really do encourage young people, whatever party, to register to vote. It's too late now, obviously, for this election, but to register for future elections, and if you are registered, to make sure that you vote this time round. Hopefully Conservative, but whatever floats your boat.